Level 7, page 32. The root quality chord symbols identify the root, the quality, and the lowest note. The slash equals an inversion. So that's what that means. Functional chord symbols identify the root, the quality, and the scale degree. So there's two different things. Root quality chord symbols written above the staff and the functional chord symbols written below the staff. Open your Level 7 Supplemental Workbook to page 32. Now, I want you to watch Quinn complete exercise number 1. And if you have your whiteboard handy, just grab that really quick. You may want to complete this exercise right along with him as well. So here's Quinn. We're on page 32. Well, we're back with Quinn. He's finished Intermediate Rudiments and Level 6 Supplemental. And now Mr. Quinn is ready for Level 7. Yay! All right, let's open that up, Quinn, to page 32. And let's check out what we are learning about today. Wow. So today we're going to be talking about our exercises on page 32. So now what does Sola have to say about all this?
She says, wow, all that information from just a few symbols.
Exactly. That's just a couple of symbols. That is a lot of information. So the exercise we're doing on question number 1, we're going to do this on the whiteboard first, Quinn. So it says, using the information in the root quality chord symbol and the functional chord symbol, so you got to be a little detective here, identify the root and the scale degree name. All right, then the type, quality, position, and the minor key. All right, so we're only going to do question number 1, just part A. So let's go ahead and start with part A. So the first one, the root quality chord symbol says G, M/D, and then the functional chord symbol is 164. So let's start, Quinn. What is the root of that?
The root is G.
G, okay. And then what is the degree name of that?
The degree is tonic. From
Okay.
Right here.
Very good. Okay, so now what is the type or quality?
It is minor.
How do you know that?
Well, there's the lowercase I and also the M at the top here.
Very good. Okay, so type is minor. Excellent. So now we want to determine the position. So if you were playing that with your left hand, what would the notes be?
It would be G, B, and D.
Very good. Okay, so let's determine the position. There's a slash there, so we know D is going to be at the bottom. So how are you going to figure that out?
It was G, B, and D, and then if you go root first, second,
Mm-hmm.
the D lines up with a second.
Excellent.
So it has to be in second inversion.
Second inversion is correct. All right, and now we have to determine the key. So it says you're doing the tonic of G minor. So what will the key be?
G minor.
G minor. That's kind of an easy one. Great job. All right, so now it gets a little trickier. So the next one says B/D sharp, and then it's a 5/6 chord. So let's do the first one. So who is the root?
B.
B, okay. All right, and then what is the type?
The type is major.
Major. How do you know that?
Because there's no M at the top.
Correct. So we've got major. Now it's a slash, and a slash tells us that it must be an inversion.
Yeah.
Okay, so now go ahead and determine the position there.
Now there's B, D, and F, and D has to be on the bottom, and that lines up with first inversion.
Okay, excellent. And now let's determine the key.
The key has to be, well, B is the 5th, so it has to be B, A, G, F, E minor.
Right, E minor. Remember, always use lowercase letters to identify E minor and small m on minor. All right, next one. So now we're looking at E sharp, and there's a little circle there. What does that little circle indicate after the E sharp in the next measure?
That means diminished.
Diminished. Okay, so who is the root?
E sharp.
Right. And now what is the degree? Oh, we should go back and finish B. Sorry. What is the degree for that 5 chord?
And then it's dominant.
Dominant. Sorry about that. Very good. So now we've got E sharp, and it says it's the 7 chord. So what is going to be our technical degree name for that?
The leading tone.
Leading tone, okay. And now we've got E sharp diminished, and now it's asking for the type quality. Well, we kind of answered that question already, didn't we?
Yeah.
So if it has the little 0, that indicates what?
That it's diminished.
A diminished chord, and we figured that out at the piano earlier today. Okay, and then finally, we want to know what position is that in? So E sharp is in what position?
Root position.
Correct, because?
Because there's no slash for
there's no
another.
Okay, excellent. So root position, and now we just need to determine the key. So you can use the keyboard on the whiteboard here. So if you see E sharp, just point to the E sharp on the keyboard. Okay, so now we know that's the leading tone. And if you go up a half step, what note are you on?
On F sharp.
F sharp. So what is the key for this one?
It's F sharp minor.
F sharp minor. Very good. And then finally the last one, what is the root here?
F.
F is the root. And what is the degree name?
Degree name is the median.
Correct. Now what is the type or quality of this chord?
It's augmented,
Augmented.
by the little plus.
Little plus sign, okay, augmented. And augmented means it's a major third and an augmented fifth. We did that earlier today as well. Okay, now it says the position.
To find the position, there's in root position it would be F, A, and C. And since C is on the bottom, it goes root first, second. So it's second inversion.
Second inversion, very good. And so now we notice that we have a C sharp there, and that indicates that it's going to be, what is the key now? We're going to have to start with F and go where? Up or down?
Go 3 down.
Okay.
So it's F, E, D.
D. Okay, what key are you in?
D minor.
D minor. Excellent. Good job on that, Quinn. Now you're ready to put that all down in your workbook and get her done. Let's use the hat trick, count intervals, to help us understand the functional chord symbols. So, for example, the functional chord symbol of the dominant chord is indicated by the Roman numeral V, which is 5. And the added figured base, the small number after the Roman numeral, indicates the intervals above the root and determines the position of the triad. So now the dominant 5 chord in root position, so the root is the lowest note and the intervals above indicate the 5 and then 5, 3. And usually that's just written as a 5 with no figured base. So that's the V, which equals 5 in Roman numerals. The dominant, which is the 5 chord, in first inversion. So now the third is the lowest note, and the intervals above indicate that it is a 5, 6, 3, or just written as 5, 6, which means that's going to be in first inversion. And the dominant 5 chord in second inversion. Now the fifth is the lowest note, and the intervals above indicate the 5, 6, 4. Now there is no abbreviation for second inversion. So root position is just identified as 5. First inversion is written as 5 with the 6 as the additional little figured base. And then the dominant 5 chord in second inversion is written as a 5, 6, 4 chord. Here's how easy it is to understand and identify the functional chord symbols when you use the hat trick to count intervals. So watch Quinn in action as he uses the hat trick to count intervals. So we're using the first A hat now, the red hat. which is for our little hat trick, and that is using intervals. Are you ready, Quinn?
Yeah.
Whoop. Okay, cool. So I see you've completed your answer. You did a great job. So now let's use that hat trick, our intervals, in order to identify the position. So when you see the 6/4, show me the intervals, Quinn.
Well, 6 is to show 6 above the bottom note, so this is an interval of a 6th.
Okay.
And here it's just an interval of a 4th.
Excellent. And so that tells us that it's a 6/4, which is in second inversion. Okay, let's do the next one. What are the intervals? That's our hat trick, is always use intervals to identify the position. Go ahead and mark your intervals. What are they?
This one only says 6, but technically it could also be written as a 6/3.
Excellent.
Like that.
Beautiful. Okay, so that one is always in first inversion. Next one?
This one doesn't have anything, but could also be written as 5/3.
Correct. Okay, go ahead and mark your intervals there. So your intervals are?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Beautiful. And the last one?
The last one is another 6/4, which is second inversion. Just interval of 6 and 4.
6 and 4. Excellent. You did a great job. Does it make any noise when you put it back on, Quinn?
I'm going to take it off again.
Thanks. Great hat trick, Quinn.
Yay.
Can you see how this step-by-step system makes it really clear and easy to understand these concepts? Right? Does that make sense? Good.